This is former TNA World Champion Raven, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Quote the Raven, nevermore. And don't cross the line. Or do cross the line. I'm not really sure if you're supposed to, you're not supposed to. I don't know. Whatever. You get it.
TNA Wrestling. Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 99 of TNA Across the Line podcast. Hi, I'm Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. And ladies and gentlemen, this week's episode, the first episode of this week, is the debut episode of Impact. Dallas, this is a moment that we've been waiting for basically 2 years. How excited are you for some Impact on Fox Sports Net?
Bob, I feel like we should be pouring champagne. We should have confetti. Non-alcoholic for me, but I really, this is a truly a fucking huge moment in this podcast, and this is stuff I've been like really dying to watch for like years. So this is huge, man. I'm like really, really excited about today's show. And, you know, if you guys just listened to us, 2 days ago? That's right. This is 2 episodes, guys. I mean, this is insane. it's a treat.
Well, and I said first episode of the week, because my weeks with how work is that Saturday is my Monday.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because this episode is coming out Saturday, June 4th. That's right. 18 years ago today is when this episode happened. And our other episodes are coming out on Thursdays now. So we're back on track of matching up the dates because of that goddamn leap year that happened in 2004.
Yeah,
jerks. Fucked us all up. So that's right. We have episodes coming out on Thursday with our weekly show or weekly pay-per-view shows. And now on Saturdays, you guys will be able to listen to us for Impact, which is pretty freaking awesome. And you know what? Let's just get everything else out of the way, Bob. If you're not following us along on Twitter, be sure to do that. Over at Cross the Line TNA. You can find us on Facebook at TNA Cross the Line Pod. And you can also find us on Pro Wrestling Tees now. That's right, ProWrestlingTees.com/Cross the Line TNA. As of this recording, there is only one design up. It's a logo tee, but there will be more added. And I'm hoping to have at least one more out by the time this episode airs. And it's one that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I know nothing about it, so everybody asking me about it, I know nothing.
Yeah, you can just DM us on Twitter, and I will probably be the one to answer you. Except sometimes Bob answers, and then it throws me off because I'm like, wait, someone chatted us, and Bob answered them. And then sometimes I see questions, and I'm like, I should probably let Bob answer that. And I was like, well, Bob probably not going to answer that, so I'll just make it up.
Since when do you get questions? I never see questions on there.
Well, not necessarily in our DMs, but sometimes there's just stuff.
Oh, like tweets.
Yeah, and sometimes I just don't know if I know the right answer to that. Like, that happens a lot on IcoPod, actually. And I'm like, damn it, I really hope Austin or Bob's going to answer this one. And then no one ever answers that.
Oh, I never even see it.
Well,
that's right.
It's okay. So, freaking 2 days ago, Bob, we saw the first ever King of the Mountain match.
That's right.
That was pretty freaking cool. And I guess before we get too much further, here's what's going on, guys. Starting on today's show, what's going to be happening is on our Saturday shows where we cover Impact, we will talk about the pay-per-view that happened 2 days before. You know, makes sense chronologically. And we are going to do notes before we get into the show. This is only 45 minutes. It's a very quick episode. It's not our normal 2-hour pay-per-view. So we're going to do notes before the show covering last week and then, whatever else we may have. And now on Thursdays on our weekly shows, we will pretty much do what we've been doing recently. We will be covering what happened on Impact Then if there is other notes, we'll sprinkle them in throughout the show. So in turn, I do think that both episodes are kind of not. I mean, there's probably our pay-per-views are obviously going to be a little bit over 2 hours still. That's just what they are. Impact's going to be a little bit less. If you're a fan of IcoPod, it'll be probably a similar format, except we'll be talking about wrestling and not talking about stuff that probably no one cares about.
Hey, IcoPod.
Hey, listen, man. I have a lot of fun at IcoPod.
Yeah. And we do watch the show. It is just unfortunately
Well, no,
not a whole lot of good shit going on.
Well, I mean some of the ranting that we do before.
Oh, before. Okay.
Is like non-wrestling, you know.
That's true.
That's what I mean. And it's a lot of fun, and but we're going to be we have a lot of notes to discuss that you know, as we've kind of gone through this podcast and knowing some of this backstage stuff is really fun to see how it translates on screen and be like, oh, we know that this is going on, and the fans in the asylum might not really know that. And so it's kind of fun to look at it that way. So similar format, but it's all about TNA wrestling here. Because let's be real, Bob doesn't want to admit it. TNA wrestling, it's really good shit.
I would say it's right now it's good.
It's really good shit.
I don't know if it's really good shit.
All right, let's recap the show real quick on the card, and then we will dive into some notes. I'm pulling up. Here it is. Okay. So, last week, oh my God. See, I'm already fucking up, Bob. Thursday. It was June 2nd. It's 2 days ago. We had a huge show. Team Canada, Bobby Roode and Petey Williams, defeated Heavy Metal and Jerry Lynn in a tag team match. Because apparently Team Mexico and Team NWA, they're buddies now. We've essentially merged. We're friends. Then we had Monty Brown defeating Sonny Siaki. Kazarian was defending his X Division title against the Amazing Red, and he retained it, which I actually was sort of surprised about, but I'm glad they did that. Because of course, heading right into the TV, we weren't really sure what was going to happen there. Then we had Abyss defeating D-Ray 3000. It was the first gut check, and he had to face a mystery opponent, and it ended up being Abyss.
Yeah, and I think we all thought it was going to be David Young.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was David Young.
And that was not the case.
Dallas and Kid Kash defeated Dusty Rhodes and James Storm, and that was for the tag team titles, so they retained. Another thing I was wrong about. I thought they were going to do a little switch on us and give it to Harris. And then in the main event, the first ever NWA World Heavyweight Championship King of the Mountain match, where Jeff Jarrett has retained the NWA title by defeating AJ Styles, Chris Harris, Raven, and Ron Killings. And that was a lot of fun. That was a 20-minute match.
Yeah, now I remember going into that, excuse me, whether it was Meltzer or Alvarez, was saying it was kind of convoluted. And it's really not, I mean, it's really not. It's not
I think when it was first announced, it's like, what?
Maybe they just did a bad job of explaining what was going on.
I think at first.
It's a pretty simple concept.
Yeah,
but yeah, I thought it was actually a really good. I thought it was a really good gimmick. It is a really good gimmick match, in my opinion.
I think it really is, and this kind of bounces off the idea that we're going to be having these new gimmick matches essentially every week. They're saying because we had the Deadly Draw match, which was essentially it was like a gauntlet,
right?
And then we had the King of the Mountain, and who knows what's going to happen Thursday on the show. Will we give any hints of that on today's Impact? I don't know. We'll find out.
I have to think that they will. Right? You got.
Well, I feel
they have to use this as their Nitro. Oh, check out There's the only difference that they're pay-per-views every week.
Right. No, I think they definitely have to. At least something. You have to do something.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. So me and Bob gave that show a thumbs up because it was a lot of freaking fun. Bob, what do you think that the readers of the Wrestling Observer thought about last Thursday show? I'll get used to it.
Yeah, we will. We have to get used to it. I'm gonna say that they went with a thumbs up.
They did 100% again. Gave the show a thumbs up. Oh, what's that? 10 people? No, Bob. It's 27.
Oh, okay, well, that's good.
So you know what? Whatever. And the best match on the show.
The King of the Mountain.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious here. The King of the Mountain. And in second place was actually the Jerry Lynn Heavy Metal and versus Team Canada tag match. And what was voted on as the worst match?
I'm gonna say they went with Storm and Rhodes against Kash and Dallas.
No, they actually went with D-Ray 3000 and Abyss.
See, now that was my second. That was gonna be my second guess, but
yeah, it's definitely.
I didn't think they'd go with it.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? That's okay. So it's noted here that the difference was the crowd, which for whatever reason was the hottest TNA crowd in a long time. Dave says. They've had crowds hot for certain matches, but this crowd was into everything on the show. Then he goes on to say, at first I thought it was that Scott D'Amore and the Team Canada gimmick generated so much heat live in the opener, but it stayed that way for Monty Brown and Siaki, two guys who weren't even in a program in the second match. And of course we know that Team Canada is now feuding with Team TNA and Team AAA, or it's Team NWA actually, but whatever, who have joined forces. So they're kind of continuing that feud from the World X Cup. They've also continued the Eric Watts Goldilocks Abyss storyline with a new twist. And Bob, I actually forgot this happened, which is kind of funny, where they revealed that Watts is married to a woman named Georgia, which he actually is. Very weird, as Watts is the babyface here, and Goldilocks is the psycho. Yet he was the one cheating. Now it got even weirder because she came out with a briefcase filled with tons of money, which was supposedly Watts' money. But Watts ended up being banned from the arena by Vince Russo, so naturally he showed up. He ended up beating up Abyss, took the briefcase, was booted out by security, and in the parking lot, Russo came out, told Watts to trust him and give back the briefcase, and then he gave it back to Goldie.
Right. So it was never mentioned previously that he had a wife?
I don't know if it was.
I thought they already kind of like spoiled the beans on that, but maybe not.
I can't remember 100%. I don't recall.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But at the same time, that's not like a bombshell thing to me. Like, oh my God, a wife. Like, I feel like they probably want more of that, and like, that's not how I'm feeling coming out of that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just think it's kind of funny because as you're saying, or as it's kind of described, it's like, it's just weird. Like, why would you, especially given the fact that he is the babyface and she is the psycho heel.
Right.
I mean, are people supposed, who's getting the sympathy here? Is it supposed to be for Eric Watts, who is cheating on his wife and now his like side lover is taking all of his money, or is the sympathy supposed to go to Goldilocks, who apparently didn't realize in the story, I guess, that Eric was married and is now trying to steal his money as like some level of revenge?
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think you feel bad for anybody in this situation. This is the type of story that you would watch on like Maury Povich or Jerry Springer, and then be like, I don't feel bad for either one of you, or like Dr. Phil being like, why are you guys even together? What are we doing?
Right. Well, it's very much like daytime TV.
Oh yeah.
Like talk show storyline. And actually, I don't know. I guess I think it's just gone on too long. Like, do we need to be continuing it?
No.
Goldilocks controlling Abyss with all our weird personalities and stuff is fine. I think that's fun. We can do that. Sure. But Watts coming back into it to still be going after Goldilocks, and now all of a sudden she comes in like, look at my briefcase of money, is just like so weird to me. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why are we still doing that?
Yeah, it's just it feels like a storyline that doesn't have like a direction to it, and they're just trying to add things that, oh, this is good, and not realize that it just doesn't make sense.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see where that ends up going. Hopefully this is going to sound stupid, but I really kind of hope they just keep that on the pay-per-views. Don't put that on Impact, please. Just keep it on the pay-per-view.
Well, since Fox Sports Net is all about like a family-oriented show, I mean,
Yeah.
that storyline isn't really, it's kind of
right. That's true.
it's a bit adult, I guess, maybe.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So kind of continuing on here with last week's notes. Dave notes that the crowd was hottest for the Kid Kash and Dallas title defense over Dusty Rhodes and James Storm, and he says that Dusty Rhodes by far got the biggest reaction of anyone. It was 5 minutes before they locked up, and the crowd went nuts with every Rhodes gyration. Even though it was a lot different watching on TV as nothing happened forever. And I think that is extremely important to note because being in the arena or the TNA Asylum when everyone's going nuts probably was a lot of fun. But it literally, the fact that it was 5 minutes before they locked up, it felt longer than that watching it.
Right.
I mean, it was brutal. I was like, Bob, we were talking about other shit and we're like, guys, nothing's happened.
Still nothing, yeah.
Literally, not, and then the match is going, and we're talking about nothing has happened still.
Yeah.
It was kind of brutal, to be honest.
No, it was. I mean, and both of their matches have been really.
Right.
So I can't wait for the third one.
Yeah. Okay, so we know Jeff Jarrett regained the NWA title the day before the TV taping happened. That's right. They taped it on Thursday. In that King of the Mountain match over the 2-week champion Ron Killings, AJ Styles, Raven, Chris Harris. The King of the Mountain gimmick was that a wrestler couldn't win the match until he had scored a pinfall. Whenever someone lost, they would be put into the penalty cage for 2 minutes. To win, you had to get the belt from Vince Russo, who literally every time the belt got dropped, he grabbed it, and go through all the wrestlers to climb to the top of the ladder and hang the belt up. Dave notes, while the rules were confusing, the match came across well. Everyone had scored a pinfall by the 16-minute mark, and they did the ladder match spots from there. And then he kind of goes into a bunch of the bumps. But if you want an in-depth of all that craziness, go ahead and listen to last week's episode. But you guys already did that. You already did.
You better have, at least.
Yeah. One piece of the hook kept falling off. And, I think we remember that very well because the actual finish was kind of embarrassing as Jarrett had to rehook it, then put the belt up to win in 20 minutes and 10 seconds. And, Bob, do you remember something happened after the show? After the match, I should say. Very briefly on camera. And that's when the show ended with the former Gorgeous George walking out. She is going by Stephanie Bellairs. Bellairs.
I think I think her real name.
Yes, I believe it is. And Mike Tenay saying, I haven't seen her in years, while not identifying her. So she has been working as both a touring stripper on weekends using the name George Frankenstein, as well as a bartender and hostess at the Crystal Springs County Country Club in Hamburg, New Jersey, using the name George and telling people that she prefers the name Stephanie. She's now married to a member of the Misfits, the rock group, which Dave says that worked WCW, but I think most people know who the Misfits are. It is said that she was very tolerant of the fact that many people tried to undo the Randy Savage voice in imitations and when they make orders from her. That's probably a heart connection since she was in XWF, excuse me. Hart had taken a lot of Jerry Jarrett's duties as well, so that's probably Jimmy Hart kind of bringing her in there.
Okay, so she apparently, I think she married Jerry only, didn't she?
That sounds familiar to me.
I could be wrong, but I do remember that. And I think the rumor was that she had been seeing him even while still with Macho Man.
Would that surprise you?
No,
No,
that would not surprise me at all.
No, it would not.
It doesn't say on her. Oh wait. Yeah, that's definitely Jerry only.
There we go.
Well, wait, Doyle? His name's Paul. What does he go by?
Man, I don't
Doyle.
know. I don't know all the Misfits names.
Oh, his own band, previously known as Doyle. He looks like a guy here. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, he was definitely in there.
Oh, well, see, so if it's is it Doyle that she
His
dated,
name,
or is it Jerry only?
okay, so his name is Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein.
Okay, so that's what I was going to mention is
Is
because
that
if
a different guy?
that's a different guy. Jerry only is yeah, that's a different guy. Jerry
Okay,
only I think is the one that I feel like you've seen more famous pictures with like Vampiro. I might be wrong about that, but I'm
no, you're
pretty sure.
right. No, you're right. That's who that. That's who
Um, yeah, and oh no, maybe it is Doyle. No, it might be Doyle. I don't know, man. They all got the same hair and makeup. It's kind of hard to tell. But anyways, I was gonna make the mention because if she's going by George Frankenstein, that's got to be why. So
probably, yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
And in case anybody's wondering, they got divorced in 2013.
Shit. Well, sorry it didn't work out, George. I hope that you made some money talking shit about Macho Man in the A&E biography. But
I'm sure she didn't.
I hope she didn't.
At least not enough to justify it.
That's right. Okay, so we're gonna dive into some notes. There's actually not a ton more to talk about, but let's just kind of get going with it, and then we'll get into the show, man. There's not explosion notes, of course. I'm gonna keep explosion notes to the weekly pay-per-views because they're taped at those shows, even though they technically air after Impact, usually the day after. But they're taped at pay-per-views. That's where we're gonna keep them. But there is some dark matches we'll talk about, but we'll get there. So Jerry Jarrett is out of the hospital and was at the June 2nd show in Nashville, but didn't go to the show in Orlando because he wasn't up to it. So Jerry Jarrett is not at today's show. So it does. Apparently, he was in worse shape beforehand than anyone let on. He was backstage and mentioned to Jimmy Hart that he felt like there was a weight on his chest and he was feeling faint. Hart and Burt Prentice rushed him to the hospital, and Jarrett actually didn't want to go. They probably saved his life, as when he got there, his heart rate was off the charts, hitting 270 to 280 beats per minute. He's doing rehab exercises and was, all things considered, looking great. So he was in pretty rough shape.
With a heart rate that's like that high, I mean, it's got to feel like your heart's coming out of your chest, right? I mean, that's.
Oh, I could only imagine.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
Holy
pretty
shit.
nuts. And he was like, "Nah, I don't want to go to the hospital." That's such like an old timer thing. Like, I ain't going to the hospital.
I'm fine. I'm fine, Jeff.
I'm fine.
Jeff, my heart rate's this because Vince doesn't know what he's doing, and I'm watching the show, and my heart's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah. So, well, Jerry Jarrett's doing good, and he's still alive today. So, good thing he went to the hospital.
He is. Yeah.
Jimmy Hart is leading the local promotion for the Orlando shows since he lives near the area. He went to Universal a few times last week with Ryan Wilson as a giant masked man called Titus, and Johnny Fairplay trying to drum up interest. So that is what Jimmy Hart was using as promotional stuff.
It's a giant Ryan Wilson, who we had known from the Red Shirt Security.
Right.
In a mask.
Yes, and his name is Titus.
Titus.
Which is weird that they're using him to promote, as we have never seen him like that. Like
right.
This.
Right. We have never seen him as Titus. Do you think that they put a mask on because, I mean, his face isn't very marketable? Like, it's not very friendly looking.
Maybe. Or maybe could it be because they just wanted to they want to try to use him again and repackage him, and since he's so big, they're like, if we put a mask on him, he'll be scarier. Because he doesn't have like a very like intimidating face.
No, he does not.
I think that's whereas like Kevin Northcutt, like he kind of looks like he could beat my ass. Ryan Wilson, not really. I mean, he could because I'm little, but he doesn't. I'm not like, oh, look at his scary.
You would have a tough time with D-Ray 3000.
Okay. Moving on.
I think David Young could beat you.
David Young could definitely beat me. And he is and who knows what, but we all know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's fine. But kind of bouncing off of Fair Play, there was considerable controversy about Fair Play not being on the first TV show. So I'm just telling you now, Johnny Fair Play isn't on the show. The feeling was that he put TNA over on the final Survivor episode and the company hadn't used him. So the flip side is the feeling that he's not worthy as a performer because he gets so fidgety and nervous. This is by Dave Meltzer, in case Fair Play decides to listen again. Not from me. He was openly complaining at the show and went to Bob Carter, who made a rare appearance at the show, not realizing that it hasn't done anyone any good to go over the Jarrett's head, or Jeff Jarrett specifically, because Carter knows that they don't know wrestling like the Jarretts and leave the talent decisions to them. So the Fair Play is still kind of floating around, and they're just not wanting to use them.
That's weird. Like, why would you bring them to the shows if you're not going to even put them on TV?
Right. And kind of continuing on that a little bit. So Survivor All-Stars $1 million winner Rupert was talked about doing that feud with Fair Play, as had been discussed for months, and we've talked about it many times. He was talked with, and as we figured, now that he's won $1 million, his price went way up, and it's far less likely to happen. So we're probably not getting that Johnny Fair Play Rupert blow-off we were all waiting for.
Poor guy, poor Rupert, thinking that $1 million is going to change his life when once you pay taxes on that, it's pretty much cut in half, and then it's really not that much money, especially if it's just one time.
Right.
He probably should have taken a deal to work with Fair Play, but
hey, not everything can work perfectly, you know.
No.
Let me go back up here to the top because there is a note about Jeff Jarrett. This is with this is also in the Observer. This is from June 14th. I think what we have been reading so far. Oh no, it is also from June 14th. It's just in a separate section. I don't have any Brian Alvarez notes, which makes me happy. That's always the positive going into these. Jeff Jarrett did a lot of local publicity. He did an angle with Russ Rollins, who is the host of the Monsters of the Morning Drive time show. And that's the most popular Orlando-based show. And it also took Bubba the Love Sponge's spot in the Tampa market. So this show is pretty big. Well, he brawled with the host of the show, and Jarrett and Jimmy Hart set up the angle and told Russ to keep it from everyone so that people on the air at the station would think it was real. Now, supposedly, the folks at Universal were very upset about this, wanting a family-friendly product, until Hart explained it was a pro wrestling angle designed to get people to come to the show. The host was there, got a huge reaction, and said that he knows that wrestling is fake. What a great thing to say to a wrestling audience, right as the taping is getting going. So I believe that this was before the show. But what happened with he and Jarrett that morning was real. So he said he knows it's fake, but that was real. And nothing came of it during the taping. So that was all pre-show like bullshit that ended up happening. Mm-hmm. But getting on a big radio show like that it seems like it's a pretty big deal. This one's pretty interesting, Bob. I think I only have two more things. I got a couple of very, very small ones. But you remember that Jimmy Hart was saying that the Ultimate Warrior he's like Ben Collin, wanting to come work?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he wasn't. And Jim Hellwig is very upset about this.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so Jim Hellwig, the Ultimate Warrior, was upset at Jimmy Hart for claiming in some media interviews that Ultimate Warrior was calling TNA about coming in. Hellwig wrote on his website saying that it was a lie. By what he wrote, which often is hard to decipher, Dave says, he did give the impression that he had been called. And he says, quote, "If there were or are to be any phone calls made, it's you making them because you need an Ultimate Warrior, not because I need you." He claimed they used the, quote, "Ultimate Warrior's name to create buzz for your soon-to-be always failing wrestling ventures." And speaking of Hart, he looks to be off Memphis TV for a while, even though they just got his angle where he was managing Jerry Lawler going due to his duties here. So, yeah, the Ultimate Warrior is not coming in.
I love it that he was just like, nah, he's lying. What is Jimmy going to say to that? Oh, yeah, I was. You can't deny that he lied now.
I love it. I love it.
That's spectacular.
This year says that they had to approach the FSN deal, whether this is a valid premise or not, that they are mainly introducing a product to a new audience. I think that's pretty obvious, though. But while a lot of people, and rightfully so, consider this the Jeff Jarrett vanity promotion, he was the best guy to go into the new television as champion. This is what Dave says. They also need to pick one babyface, whether it be Harris or Styles, who it is clear is the guy getting the push and build a fairly decent lengthy program, chasing and getting it. Because long term, Jarrett can't be the guy. It also should be noted that in the booking process, I have noted that Jarrett was insistent upon being champion when the TV started, and inordinate time in booking meetings is spent on his angle. So Jarrett insisted that he goes into this like that, and Dave agrees that he's the best one to do that in the company. But I think we kind of decided that we thought maybe Styles should have kind of been the one.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a better presentation heading into it, yeah.
Right. Well, what can you do? And kind of speaking about Jarrett, he decided against giving Conan his release, so he's staying.
Huh.
And it was said to be kind of embarrassing for him because the week earlier he told everyone he's getting his release and saying goodbye.
Right.
So Conan is officially staying at least for another year because that's what his deal was for. So.
Well, that's business, you know. And
that's
business.
Guess
they see value in having Conan stick around. And I guess you would want to have as many recognizable names as possible for your. Now you have a TV show, so and people know Conan. So whether you like him or not.
What can you do? It's also said here that Hector Garza has reached a deal where he'll be in most Wednesdays and Thursdays and work AAA on the weekends. So we should be seeing a lot more of Hector Garza here in TNA, which is pretty cool. I do like him. And then I have one final note here, and it's actually kind of a two-parter because it's just not broken up in the actual thing here. But Shane Douglas looks to be moving from a talent role to working as an agent and doing backstage interviews. It's also said here that Terry Taylor was back, so he's officially been rehired. Jerry Lynn was also hired to be an agent, although he'll continue wrestling. Ricky Morton was backstage at the show in Nashville because his nephew, who Dave says is potentially Brandon Morton, refereed on Explosion. So I'm wondering if...
Was that the guy we didn't know?
I'm wondering... I mean, that was a couple weeks ago now, but I have a feeling that could have been him.
It probably was. It had
right.
to have been.
And then also, even though he's being brought back, Heavy Metal is having a lot of things said negative about him, similar to Juventud Guerrera. So on June 2nd show, the feeling was that he didn't sell enough. And he also gave Lynn the hot tag 2 minutes earlier with Lynn screaming at him not to, which caused the match to end 2 minutes early. When asked about it, he responded that sometimes in Mexico, you change things on the fly.
All right, so we won't be seeing Heavy Metal probably.
I feel that should be fading out.
The countdown begins for Heavy Metal to be let go.
Right.
Brother. That's amazing.
So that's all my notes. I want to mention the couple dark matches that we had, and then we're going to get right into this Impact show, man.
All right.
I'm freaking ready. Oh, and don't you worry, Bob. I have a crowd number. We'll talk about that once we see the arena.
Are you doing the dark matches as the show's going on or now?
I'm going to do them right now. Let's just get them right out of the way, because then I want to truly absorb what we're about to watch.
Okay.
So there was a couple dark matches, and one actually happened after the show as well. So Sonny Siaki and Pat Kenny and Desire defeated Johnny Swinger, Glenn Gilberti, and Trinity in a dark match. Then there was a non-title match where Heavy Metal defeated Frankie Kazarian.
Wow.
which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And then after the show happened, Ron Killings won a gauntlet battle royal. And I can get you the names of the people who were in that gauntlet as well. It looks like it was Monty Brown, Ron Killings, Sabu, Raven, David Young, Pat Kenny, Johnny Swinger, Kazarian, Glenn Gilberti, Sonny Saki, and Abyss were all in that gauntlet match, and Ron Killings won that after the show aired. Now, full transparency here, I don't believe these matches show up anywhere else. If we say them again, we'll say them again, but it happened on today's show. I say the same thing if we repeat matches for Explosion that were taped on certain shows. I didn't see it. I didn't see them anywhere. So I'm saying we're safe, but
Do you think that there's any possible way that Kazarian was supposed to go over, but Heavy Metal was like, sometimes things change.
Change on the fly, man. Sometimes in Mexico.
So I thought I'd go over.
Who freaking knows, dude? Who knows?
Because that would be hilarious.
Yeah, it would.
All right. Well, if that's everything, then this is the moment we've been waiting for quite a while. Just a heads up, similar to what Dallas was talking about. I am not doing indie notes on impacts. I will do it on the weekly TV shows, the weekly pay-per-views, as long as those are still in existence. So coming out of the weekend, I will keep everyone posted on what people are doing. But here we go. I'm going to count down from 3. And when I say play, that's when I'm going to hit that good old-fashioned play button. If you want to follow along, head over to Impact Plus. The runtime for this is roughly 46:16.
Are these on Impact Plus?
Yes.
Okay. Head over to Impact Plus.
Impact Plus has, I think, up until like March 08 or something like that. And then there's like a gap and then whatever.
Wait,
Fox
they
Sports
have,
Net is on there.
Do they have we can talk about during the show.
Okay. I'm going to count down from 3. When I say play, follow on with us. Or just listen to us, probably y'all be all giddy and like, oh, this is great. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, yeah, Bob. Look at this intro. Let's go. We're getting a ton of clips from, of course, the weekly shows, because that's all the footage they have. A lot of big moves there. Of course, you got to show Sting.
Now, this music is not what they would end up using.
Oh, okay. So this is Studio 21,
wait,
Universal Studios. We have a voiceover here. Total nonstop action, wrestling, impact. Look at this. Okay, let's just say it off the bat, Bob. This looks way more professional than what we see on the weeklies.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting another kind of intro package here. Impact. Oh, fuck. Dude, I got chills. I literally got chills. There's the 6-sided ring, the fucking laser lights. Oh my god, the tunnels. Dude. This is what I've been waiting for. We got freaking pyro. We got laser lights. Bob, how many people do you think are in the Universal Studios crowd tonight for this debut show?
800.
You're pretty damn close. We are at 850, which is a sellout. And it's, of course, all paper because we're at Universal Studios. At some point during the show, when I can get my excitement levels down a little bit, I did look up ticket prices for Universal Studios at this time, so we can bring that up as well. I got to pull up the article. But Team Canada starting us off.
6-man tag action. Now, these are, I'm telling you, this is a show I don't think I've ever, at least I don't remember fully ever watching. So this is new to me.
So Scott D'Amore is bringing down Bobby Roode, Eric Young, and Petey Williams. And there has been a noticeable absence here in Team Canada, and I don't see Johnny Devine. Unless he snuck by, and I didn't. But it's, I guess, a 6-man, so he'd be ringside if he was.
I don't think I saw him either.
All right, so as you know, we got the double tunnels. That means one side, generally the heels come out of, and in this side, here come the baby faces. Here comes Amazing Red. Team International.
Red Rocks. How many of these people in the crowd do you think actually know what's going on?
I need to like see him a little bit better to like truly know, because I feel like you can tell fake excitement from like people who care. Rudy Charles is our referee, just so. Oh, here comes Hector Garza ripping his pants off. Hector Garza.
Huh.
Dude.
This is an interesting match. Team Canada against Team International. We haven't even seen TNA and Don West yet.
They didn't open him with him or anything. And here come triple dives. And look at this, Bob. At the top of our screen, it looks like this must have a 10-minute time limit. We are getting a countdown of the time.
Right.
And it says Team Canada versus Team International. Fox Sports Net up at the top. Trying to give that more sports-like feel to the show. Total War head. Oh, he's going again. Dot.
Nice.
We're going so quick into this. I can like barely take this in. I'm like so freaking excited right now. Seeing the six-sided ring alone, Bob, I was getting so here's the thing. I'm getting so freaking itchy watching this shit. Wait. Okay, so if there's a time limit draw, there will be a judge to render decisions, they're saying on commentary. And actually, at the bottom of the screen, we're getting results from the show on Wednesday. So I've been getting so itchy about this. I couldn't help myself. I bought a six-sided ring playset on eBay. I had to.
You didn't have to.
Yeah, I did. I had to do it.
You wanted to.
No, I did want it, but I also had to do it. Oh, let's see. Oh, main event, X Division, 4-way match. We know 3 of the 4 people. Michael Shane, Primetime Elix Skipper, and Chris Sabin. And there's be another person in that as well. TNA is talking up the six-sided ring. So many more options to use high-flying moves, more spring off the ropes.
There's just 2 more turnbuckles.
Dude, there's so many more options.
I don't know if I believe that. It's just, yeah.
I guess I don't know.
You can only use 1 turnbuckle at a time, really, unless you springboard. But
look at that view up above the six-sided ring. See, what's really interesting is there's technically less people in this building than there generally is, at least as of recently, in the asylum. But the way it's laid out makes it look more full.
bigger. Yeah. Pete getting a 2 count after a wheelbarrow bulldog with the assistance of Bobby Roode on red. Almost 3 minutes.
That's right. 6 extra turnbuckles, 2 extra ring posts, Bob. That's right. More impact than a 4-sided ring. That guy right there, Bob, does not give a fuck about what's happening.
No, he's a frat guy. Yeah, dude, this is good. Yeah, dude.
I'm here with my bros.
I know exactly who Amazing Red is, dude. He's good, dude. Now they're plugging the pay-per-views, of course. That's going to be a major focus, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay, so as this match is, I'm kind of calming down a little bit, Bob. I found an article in the Orlando Centennial. Now, this article is from December 18th, 2004, and actually it was really helpful because this is the 3rd time that year that they raised the price. So I do have the price when this aired.
Huh. Okay.
So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. So in the beginning of 2004, a 1-day ticket cost $51.95. Now, in January, it went up $2. And then it went another 80 cents up in April. And then another $5 the month that we're talking here. So.
Oh, my God.
That was in 2004. So, Our grand total before that $5 raise looks to be about $54.75 to attend a one-day ticket to the show. So if you wanted to go to this show, only this show, we talked about this last week, would you pay $54.75 to go to this? It was probably with the dark match and stuff, and who knows what else they did. Probably about 2 hours. Pretty damn close to it.
Do I know like what's going on?
I guess you probably don't.
If I don't, probably not. Well, wait. I wouldn't be buying the ticket to solely go to that. To go to the show.
Well, so you got to think about that way too. Because you could do other stuff.
Right.
Sanjay, holy shit. So he just did like a somersault Hurricane Rana on the Hector Garza and then gets taken out by Eric Young. The wheelbarrow, drop him down. Code Red, let's see.
Red got rid of his do-rag.
Hits the Code Red.
He didn't really do like a power bomb.
It wasn't as good as normal. Hate to say it. Oh my God. Canadian Destroyer.
That should be it.
And then Hector Garza comes in. Very fast paced in this match. Oh, reverse power bomb by Hector Garza. I also feel like if you look at the hard cam side, is Dutt going for the Hindu press, but he gets stopped by Rude. You can see all these people just chilling. Those people just walked in absolutely.
Yeah, they don't know what they're watching.
Most of them, I would say. Uh-oh, Hector Garza climbing up. The Tornil. Oh. Twisting moonsault. He gets it. Hector Garza gets a pin on Rude.
I'll tell you, I was not expecting that. The remaining time in this match was 3 minutes and 41 seconds. So that's what, just over 6 minutes? 6:19?
Yeah, something like that.
I was not expecting for them to win that. Wow. All right. That was a fine match.
Yeah, and here we are with a little recap of what happened on Wednesday for the King of the Mountain match. The first ever King of the Mountain match.
I'm sure that you'll be seeing that graphic on the TNA Twitter page. The King of the Mountain graphic.
Maybe.
I feel like I saw you clicking.
I think I might have missed it, but I will go back.
What? Come on now. What are we doing?
Winning the NWA World Title for a third time. This is quite a dramatic voiceover. He'll be returning to pay-per-view this Wednesday night to crown himself the new King of the Mountain.
Rude is so fried. I can't believe it.
Live exclusively, we're going to find out a new number one contender. They're essentially is what they're hyping up. Check out NWATNA.com for updates. Now that's interesting because look how they have people standing there. It's very interesting. But once again, it looks good filled out. Here we go.
Hey.
Don.
He's not wearing a shirt.
He's wearing a very nice button-up. Is it a jacket or is it a shirt? But it has the TNA logo on it. The collar's throwing me off, but I really like that shirt a lot. Of course, Mike Tenay in the tuxedo. It's not about weight limits, about no limits.
I can't believe he's not wearing his...
Dude, he's going to get so many hate emails. I wonder if on the weeklies he'll wear it still. He's got to, right?
He has to.
Okay, here's some highlights from the first 2 years, Bob.
Okay.
Flashback, 2-year anniversary.
If I don't see Lenny and Lodi, I'm going to be pissed. Toby Keith.
You mean Bruce? We didn't see Lodi.
That's right. Yeah. Lenny and Bruce.
No, we see Toby Keith, though. The very first show. See, the sad thing is even this first show, like the presentation, it wasn't bad, really.
No. But it definitely had like WCW vibes.
Oh, yeah. Very WCW vibes. Remember, I believe the ring they were using was a WCW ring.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jeff Jarrett has gone on to say if you flip the TNA I think
Yeah.
it's either the mat or it's the ring skirt. You flip
The
it
skirt.
over. It's a fucking Nitro logo. And then look, Fair Play and Brian Urlacher.
That was all the clips they showed?
Yeah, so we're going to be celebrating 2 anniversary all through June. So we'll be seeing more as
we'll
we
see more
continue
clips.
watching.
The first 2 that you choose, though, are Toby Keith and
First show, Bob, they want to use those big celebrities.
Fair Play.
Look at the laser lights. Oh, yes. Is that a plant sign? TNA Impact Rocks? Probably.
Probably.
I don't care. Whatever.
How would they know it rocks? This is the first time it's happened.
It's wrestling reinvented. Total nonstop action wrestling. Abyss clip. Look at the tunnels. Oh, shit. It's Shark Boy.
Wow. Who is he going to get murdered by?
One of the cult favorites in wrestling. It's actually, is Shark Boy not a perfect fit for going to like Universal Studios to do this though? Dude, I mean,
hit with the kids. Give me a break.
Oh,
shit, Abyss. Okay.
Okay, we got the behind shot of Abyss coming out of the tunnel.
No Goldilocks.
No Goldilocks. He's got that chain around his neck though. Okay, well, it was good seeing you, Shark Boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say so. The time, there's no way this is a 10-minute time limit, but probably.
Well, I'm sure it is, but that don't mean it's gonna go that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that it will go 53 seconds.
Oh, just rang. Oh, see, so we got a 10-minute time limit. So let's see if it makes it all the way. Abyss for Shark Boy here. Oh, crap, they're mentioning the Goldilocks Eric Watts thing.
Oh, he's biting his hands. Come on, 53 seconds. Drop kick by Shark Boy, staggering Abyss.
Laying in some punches in the corner. We know that's going to be followed up by a bite. Oh, no. Abyss pushes Shark Boy off. Ducks the clothesline from Abyss. Oh, look at Goldilocks is watching from backstage.
A modified stunner there by Shark Boy. Now he's going to the top. Oh, he got caught. Come on.
Oh.
I don't think my 50. It's going to go longer than 53 seconds. Damn it.
I don't think very much. Oh, splash in the corner.
Wow, it's already been a minute, so fuck. Shit.
Wait, let's see.
Like a minute 20.
Do you have a name for the shot? Oh, he didn't hit it, so it didn't matter. That was going for the shock treatment. There he is, Black Hole Slam.
That should do it. 3.
That's a 3. Bob, you're pretty close. I mean, you weren't very far off.
Well, it's not 8:41. It was over 8:47, so it's about a minute 13. Damn it.
Da-na-na-na.
You know what? Good thing for Shark Boy, he probably just got $300 for a minute 17 worth of work.
Hey, good for him. If you guys are following along, we are at 16 minutes and 17 seconds. And no, we do not have an...
Or 29:51. Oh, Popeye.
Dude, Popeye from Universal Studios is here, dude. With Shark Boy. Austin would turn this off and say, I fucking hate this. I'm never watching again.
Would. What? All he's doing is just celebrating with him?
Yeah, dude. And Austin would say, I'm not watching this. I'm turning it off. And I'm never watching again.
Yeah, he would. Can you blame him?
They didn't do it. How does that hurt what we just saw? So, yes, I can.
Because it's childish.
Jesus Christ.
Not wrestling.
Jesus Christ. Here we go. America's Most Wanted coming out of the tunnel. I love the tunnels, man.
Well, now, this is a big match. We knew about this, I think, right, coming into it?
You know, I do. I think you are right about that. I feel like we did know about this match. So we haven't seen AEW tag team with each other in quite some time. Am I correct about that? Let me try to look that up.
Yeah. Not since definitely not since March, because that's when Chris Harris's Or no, maybe even February.
I'm going to try to take a look here during the
It
entrances.
might be around February.
Kid Kash in Dallas. That's the only time that my name will be up on the screen in Universal Studios.
That's not true. I feel like that if you were to get lost at Universal Studios, they'd put your name up there.
Maybe. Okay, so we're in June. Dude, it's been...
Kid Kash.
Okay, it looks... Let me just try to look quick and make sure I'm not screwing up here. Wow. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, my God. So you think March.
I'm thinking like February.
Well, if we're looking at pay-per-views, which we are, I'm going to say, it appears to be that January 21st was the last time they teamed together. They did team together on Explosion that was filmed on February 4th.
Yeah, we're not counting that.
So they lost to the Red Shirt Security the last time that they were a team. And then Harris did a shit ton of singles.
Right.
But there's some things like when they were supposed to fight like the Naturals and thing, I don't think that was supposed to be a handicap match. I think it was supposed to be a tag match and like stuff like that. But
Right.
look at Cash, the Heat Seeker, yelling at everyone in the crowd here. Looks like James Storm is in the ring first.
He's probably in heaven. Kid Kash. He gets to get heat on like casual fans or people who don't even know what's going on.
Wait, hold on 1 second. We get to vote. We get to vote on TNAWrestling.com to vote who's going to get a title shot on next Wednesday's pay-per-view. I think it was about this match. Whoever wins, do we get to pick the opponents?
This match has a 30-minute time limit.
That's right. And if it goes to a draw, we have a judge waiting to help with the decision. And you know, Bob, at least one match tonight has to go to a draw in order for that to make any sense.
No way.
No, they're definitely.
If this match goes a half hour,
I don't think it'll be this one.
smack my head against a piece of concrete because they kill me.
Oh, stop. You're being dramatic.
Well, yeah.
A loss is a loss is a loss. Reminder, if you get disqualified, you do not keep the titles.
Storm catapulting Cash with his feet, and then he delivers a clothesline. Here comes Wildcat Chris Harris. He failed to win the championship, and now he's been demoted back to the tag team. James Storm seems happy about it. Harris, not so much. Bulldog out of the corner on Cash. And then Dallas makes the save.
Oh, yes, I did.
Now here comes Storm again.
Axe handle onto the arm of Kid Kash.
Come on, Cash. You got to retain the titles.
Bob, I think we're getting a title change tonight. On the first TV, come on. How are we not?
Yeah, probably.
Oh. He just freaking hung him right over the top rope there. Kid Kash. Oh, I thought he had SpongeBob on his pants, but no, it's just his Kid Kash logo.
Do they give like all the people there a free Impact shirt or what?
There is a lot of white Impact shirts with like a black logo on them, so I think there's a really great chance.
Assisted moonsault by Cash thanks to Dallas, and then Dallas gets a 2 count on James Storm.
Wait.
How did you feel about meeting James Storm?
The tape machines are rolling. We're taking a break. Of course, we don't have commercial breaks in our version. And we're back.
How did you feel about meeting James Storm?
That's pretty cool, man. I actually met him at a TNA house show in like 2009. I actually forgot about it. Here, I'll show you the picture so you can laugh quick.
During the commercial, Storm delivered a super kick to Kash, but he was unable to
April.
get the victory.
They brought April in.
Why? Why is she there? Where's Lollipop?
Dude, that's such a great question, though.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, you like that thing on my head?
Yeah, times have been changing.
Yep. I met a lot of people at that show. JB.
Did you go backstage?
No, dude, they walked around ringside after the show. Daniels.
Is that at the fair?
This one was the one at the On Center.
Huh.
That's why it's so dark. I also met Jay Lethal, Homicide. Oh, Kid Kash going for that moonsault off of Dallas' shoulders, but he missed. I also met Consequences Creed, Earl Hebner as well at that show. It was pretty cool. It was really cool.
Can he make the tag? Harris is waiting. Here comes Dallas, and here comes Harris.
Laid in those southpaw shots.
Oh, short arm closing, but Dallas doesn't budge. Another one. He staggers maybe a little bit. He misses a clothesline. Harris
goes for a crossbody.
A crossbody, two count.
Off the middle rope there.
We are 8 minutes into the match. Leaping clothesline. Did you see that? I saw it, Don, in the 2 count because Kash makes the save.
So, Bob, we're roughly about halfway through the show. How do you feel about the countdown for the matches? Do you like it?
I think to an extent I'm a little distracted by it because I feel like I'm looking at it.
I am doing that as well, but overall I don't hate it. Oh, look, Dallas going for the blackout.
Oh.
Kash going for a splash. Hey,
that has a name before the shock treatment.
Oh, a spear by Harris.
Oh, wow.
Kid Kash.
Yeah, good on that.
Oh, Dallas with a big boot. Dude, shout out to Lance Archer for retweeting us because he's been hitting the blackout since early 2000s. That's right.
Winning matches, baby.
And he fucking blew up our Twitter for like hours after that. Holy shit. A roll up on Dallas.
That's the finish? Wow. Wow.
Oh my god, dude. Pyro and everything.
Somebody had a gun. Wow. All right. Well.
Wow.
That wasn't a bad match either. I was just shocked by that was kind of, I don't want to say abrupt, but like.
It was kind of abrupt, man.
They were like going all move, and then bam, roll up.
I think that's what it was. It was really like crazy for a second, and then the roll up kind of threw us off a little, but
yeah.
That was good. That was a fun match.
That went under 9 minutes. Which, I mean, TV wise, if you go 8 minutes, I mean, that's not bad.
Who's that?
It's definitely Dusty. Give me a break.
I don't know who that is, dude.
It's either Dusty Rhodes or Wee Man. It's fucking Dusty Rhodes.
Holy fuck, Bob. Oh my god. Okay, we got a pilot package about international teams. Talking about the World X Cup. It showcased the amazing athletes of the X Division. Yep. Just some clips here, guys. Okay. Oh, there's Eric Young for the ladder. That was nuts. Some teams showed world-class sportsmanship, while others took their own path. Oh. This Wednesday night, Jerry Lynn and Hector Garza and Heavy Metal to take Team Canada live and exclusively on pay-per-view.
Huh.
And welcome back.
In the ring.
Oh, we have a special judge in attendance tonight. We've been talking about him.
Oh, it's got to be Dusty then.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that an Ultimo Dragon mask right there?
Oh, it looks like it. Yeah,
the American Dream, the one and only.
Yeah. What a shock.
Oh, he gets freaking fire, dude.
Yeah, dude, Harlem Heat, man. When I think of fire, I think Dusty Rhodes. He's got a little pep in his step today. What is up with that? Is he going to be the new number one contender?
Oh, shit. It could be. Okay, a lot of the crowd is chanting for him. That's the other ring girl that we see a lot. So we have April and the other ring girl, but we don't really know why. It's great to be part of the Impact debut. The Impact heard around the world. Oh, he's 4,800 million.
What?
He was trying to say like how many homes that this is in, but
see, I wouldn't say stuff like that. Like, oh, there's 48 million homes are getting this, and then we're still getting 10,000 buys on pay-per-view.
yeah, we'll be talking about the ratings of the show on next Wednesday or next Thursday's episode.
Mm-hmm.
So you talking about tradition. Tradition. Buddy Rogers. Derek Briscoe, Harley Race, Terry Funk, AJ Styles.
He's listing names that nobody in that crowd knows.
Historic. First ever King of the Mountain.
Boo.
Boo. We thought Jeff Jarrett was a brother in tradition. So, Bob, this is a way to reveal that you have a judge here without actually having to do the draw. So now I'm on your side that I don't know if there will be necessarily a draw.
Way.
They're showing you, hey, we have one here. This is him. He's a star. We're doing an interview.
Well, our main event is a 4-way match.
Oh, shit.
Oh, of course.
That's
the NWA
right.
World Champion, Jeff Jarrett, King of the Mountain, coming out.
All white. All white, dude.
All white.
Look at him yelling at the crowd on the little stage.
Dude, this is his moment to be like Triple H on TV. Just annoying. Always having a segment.
To be like Triple H.
Yeah. Triple H's reign of terror from 2002 to 2005 roughly, until Batista beats him. So we're really at the tail end of that. So Jeff Jarrett is like, here, I'll take over, and I'll be the Triple H of TNA.
Fair comparison, I would say, probably.
Is he gonna survive? Rock. Oh no.
Okay. Dusty, look at you. What are you even doing here, Dusty? Dusty. I was 15, 16 years old, so we're getting a history lesson. I respected you. They're chanting elbow.
Elbow.
I love how look at Tanay. He still wants to hold the mic up for Dusty.
Yeah, he's just waiting.
He's like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Trying to help you, Dusty. Dusty, I ain't joking.
I'm trying to keep you from embarrassing yourself. This is disrespect. Does you need $200? What do you need? That's kind of funny.
That was good. What do you need? 20, 50, 100, $200? What do you need?
Basically, why are you here? Just for the money or what?
But I love how it's like, do you need $50? Like Dusty's there for a $50 payoff. Get out of here. I almost wish that he was.
Yeah, right.
My ring.
All right, I get it.
You people.
It's high noon in the Wild Wild West. You're John Wayne. You're the sheriff. Oh, Jarrett's the local villain. Okay, I'm gonna take 5 paces forward.
They're gonna have a shootout.
All right, so he said if you're not out of dodge, I'm gonna run you out. So he's gonna take steps, and if Dusty doesn't leave, oh shit.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Turn around to an elbow, right?
Absolutely.
Oh no, he's slapping him with the hat.
I should just hit him with the elbow.
I thought he was gonna do it there, and he still didn't do it.
Still hasn't hit him with an elbow. Jeff making a comeback because he didn't get the elbow in, so he can make a comeback.
Dusty's got to be fucking lost in a 6-sided ring.
Probably.
He's probably trying to go into the corner. Like, wait, there's too
more
many
ropes.
corners. Oh, here's Ron Killings. I was gonna say, guess what match we're having next week, but now they might switch up. Oh, Killings going for a high kick there, and yeah, he bounced off the top rope. That's how high it was.
And guitar. Was there ever a...
There's BG James and Conan.
Oh, he didn't get his release, so he's on Impact TV now. Was there ever a strat match, like a 6-sided strat match where they had to touch all 6 corners?
I don't know. You remind me a little of Eddie Van Halen. Without your guitar, you're nothing but a mortal man. This is BG James. I promise you this, Jeff Jarrett. I'm not singing your songs anymore. You have to answer to 3 Live Crew.
What does that mean?
Okay. Uh-oh. Director of Authority, Vince Russo.
Yeah, it's Vince Russo.
They're saying about Shane Douglas being the newest member of our broadcast team.
So now how do we feel about that? I feel like Michael Shane should have just beat him then.
I do agree with that. If they were going to transition, Michael Shane should have went over in that whole thing. Oh, we got more flashbacks. The first ever X Division match.
Wasn't the first X Division match technically the 6-man tag?
Yeah, I think what he meant to say is the first X Division title match.
Title match, yeah.
We perfected it. We brought it to a whole new level. This is Jerry Lynn speaking on the X Division. Showing that Eric Young clip again. Scott Hudson.
These guys topped themselves.
Jeremy Borash, the next evolution in the business. It's happening right here and happening now. Oh, some really nice clips. I mean, over the past almost 2 years here, we've gotten a lot of fucking great like clips of stuff that they could use to hype up like TV.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
fresh, innovative, amazing, no limits. The X Division.
Oh, Tanae was talking, but the video wasn't over yet. And what's funny is that there's a production error on a taped show.
Yeah, well. Look, there's Shane Douglas, dude. This is weird. He's wearing the same button-up fancy shirt that Don West was wearing.
Yeah.
Standing here with Mr. Vince Russo. We know the 3 contestants. Who's number 4 in this X Division match? The winner faces Kazarian next Wednesday. Oh, I know who the 4th is. Wait till you find out.
Who's the 4th guy?
It's time for the huge X Division match.
Oh,
So-
could it be Brian Kent or Spanky?
Oh, they have been hyping him up for a while, huh?
Right, and he did get released.
All
they're
3
in
guys
there.
are in the ring. Skipper, Michael Shane, and oh,
Sabin.
you hear the music, Bob?
Okay.
It's
AJ
the phenomenal
Styles.
one. And yes, he's wearing the gear that comes with the ring I just bought.
Of course.
Wow. Okay, so AJ Styles officially kind of making his way back to the X Division here, Bob. We kind of knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, they must be really going with Jarrett Killings as your main program?
Yeah, I think they might be.
Because now Harris is definitely in the tag team. Styles is X Division. Raven's a heel.
Okay, the bell is officially rung. We have a 10-minute time limit on this 4-way X Division match. Winner faces Frankie Kazarian, or I think he's just going by Kazarian now, on Wednesday.
If they didn't use the primetime nickname up top, you would have every single last name starting with the letter S.
Wow. That's
Fun
actually
fact.
really funny.
That's
Well, it's
right.
interesting because that's how they referred to him on commentary. It's just prime time.
Right. Gutbuster by Michael Shane onto Chris Sabin.
Oh,
AJ kicks him. They're already chained. This is awesome. The match has just started.
no, Skipper slipped up a little bit, trying to go
That's
for a
right.
Hurricane Run on Styles, an assisted one.
Do you think to an extent here that Skipper's kind of being used similar to how Shelton Benjamin has been used before? Or like Kofi Kingston too?
I feel like that's a pretty fair assessment. You're saying how because they're good and essentially using him.
Well,
Because
there's
they're
always oh, he's walking the ropes, or oh, it's
Kind of-
vintage prime time.
Yeah, no, I see. So more of a spot guy, he has
Yeah,
these certain
there's a
moves.
memorable spot in a match. So Shelton Benjamin, like Money in the Bank, when he runs up,
Yeah.
he's kind of seems like that guy, or Kofi in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, huge
Nice
drop kick by
missile
Chris
drop
Sabin.
Sabin is so good.
Dude, I mean I don't know if I have to say it enough. He's literally one of my favorite TNA guys of all time.
Yeah, dude, that was good.
And he's still so good, and he's still wicked young. I mean, it's crazy.
Right. Yeah, Skipper did that was a nice spin kick there. But before he did the slingshot lariat, but he kind of messed it up a little bit. It looked like.
We're at 41 minutes and 2 seconds if you're following along at home.
Well, wheelbarrow.
German suplex. Very nice by Michael Shane. You know what? I've been thinking a lot about Michael Shane too, and I think, I feel like it's weird that he kind of essentially disappears. He kind of just stops. And you always say, he doesn't do a lot of indie shows, really. At least not that we have on record. And he's a good wrestler. It's just really weird to me.
Well, he was also a musician, so I wonder that when he wasn't doing TNA, he was doing stuff with his band.
I don't know if I knew that. That's really interesting. AJ pulled
Pretty
Michael Shane
sure.
out. No, you might be right about it. We're fighting ringside here.
Countering Michael Shane with a suplex on the floor.
Tilt-a-whirl. Oh, slam by Skipper. I thought Sabin was going to counter him, but
I thought it was a flatliner.
I almost had thought that as well. Shane going for a DDT, it looked like. Skipper, play of the day.
No.
Nope. Gets countered. Michael Shane, Fisherman, DDT.
Kick out, Skipper. Don't do it. One.
Nope.
I
Styles.
just suppose he looked like he counted it two really fast, but it was just his arm movement. That was weird.
There's a Hail Sabin sign I just saw in the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder what production assistant made that sign.
I don't even care. Whatever. Who gives a shit? Oh, moonsault into that reverse DDT by Styles.
1, 2. Sabin breaks it up. I feel like we won't see natural signs probably like 2 months in. 2 or 3 months in.
I wouldn't be surprised about that. Well, rolls through. Styles it behind Sabin. He breaks out. Springboard tornado DDT onto Styles. That's beautiful. 2 count.
Styles kicking out.
Oh, he just moonsaulted off Skipper's back, which dropped him to the floor, and then he gave him a basement drop kick there. Michael Shane slams him down. No. What's he going to do? Well, Shane, going high risk here.
I'm Shawn Michaels' nephew.
No, he's cousin. He's his cousin. I'd actually like it better, I think, if he was the nephew. Oh, he gets thrown and he gets crouched on the rope. Of course, dude. The debut edition.
See?
You got to show this off. Holy shit, to the floor.
Oh, I thought he was going in the ring.
That's the first time he's done it to the floor. That was
crazy.
What,
dude? It's TV, so you got to go big.
You got to go big.
Got to get that TV.
Sabin going for a German. Styles lands on his feet.
Oh, vicious chop.
Back elbow by Sabin, though. Oh, he tosses Sabin out, but he hits a dive onto Skipper. Crowd's going pretty nuts here.
Something. And
there he goes. Dive to Skipper. That's the announce table right there, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is. That's a better view of it. Big Impact logo on the front. Bob, you will never see that broken, ever.
Sucks, man. I really wanted Chipotle for life. Cradle shot? Nope. Michael Shane gets out of it. Sends Sabin's shoulder first into the ring post. Oh, he's looking for the super kick. But
who's sneaking in?
Apron. Springboard. Somersault.
Sunset flip. Nope.
Oh.
Styles Clash.
Oh, he hits it. Is that going to be it? 1, 2, 3, and he gets it.
Wow.
Oh, I can't say that surprised me.
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, here comes Frankie Kazarian, the coolest guy in the world.
And he's saying good job.
That's really nice of him.
What a supportive guy.
So Styles back in the X Division. He gets a shot at Kazarian on Wednesday.
Fireworks for a #1 contendership? It's a bit much.
They're trying to make these wins feel big, man.
I mean, it's just a #1 contendership. He just won that. He didn't win a title or nothing.
Don't forget, this one's it. We'll see you next week on Impact, but we'll see you Wednesday, man. There we go, man. We went off the air.
That wraps it up. I mean, I would say that was a good episode.
Yeah, man. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was not bad.
And if everyone's curious, that went 46 minutes and 16 seconds.
That's right.
Yeah. I think that was a lot of fun. I think that the production value alone, is awesome. They've really stepped it up. Which I think brings me to wonder how the pay-per-view. Are they going to try to step it up a little bit on the pay-per-view? Obviously, we aren't going to get the tunnels. We're not going to necessarily get pyro because we're in the little the asylum there at the fairgrounds. But I don't know. Maybe will they bring in some of the different lighting effects? Maybe. I know obviously this is made for TV, these studios at Universal, but can we translate? Because your pay-per-view shouldn't look worse than your TV show. Right. I'm assuming, and I think it's a safe assumption, that we will be getting the 6-sided ring at the pay-per-view Wednesday. I feel like we have to, right?
You have to, because you want to keep the shows looking relatively the same. I don't think it would make sense to have your TV show have 6-sided ring and then on your pay-per-view it's 4-sided.
Right. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I think it will be 6-sided there. And I mean, we don't know exactly what's going on with Jarrett, I guess technically, but we do know. Well, at least now we know that it's going to be Styles and Kazarian.
Styles Kazarian, man.
I think Styles is winning the X Division Championship.
Yeah, so do I.
I think that's.
Yep.
And then our champions would be essentially what, Jarrett, AMW, and Styles, which I think.
I mean, that
sums up TNA, I think, in the first 2 years.
Right. So, like, is it really a bad decision, especially like knowing where the company's going to go? I don't really think so. I think it's a safe choice, but I don't think it's a bad choice.
Yeah. And
it's safe because as the company's evolved over the past 2 years, that's our standout people, really. Right. I mean, obviously, there's been other great heavyweight champions and everything, but Jarrett's a big one. Styles is arguably the biggest star that they've made and we've seen kind of come up, And then AMW, biggest tag team. I mean, you can't even deny that.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man.
No way.
I am
too.
I mean, this is, like you said, we've been waiting essentially 2 years for this moment. We started listen, we could have just started right here, and I would have been great. But to see the last 2 years of shows, and just to think, Bob, next week's episode 100 next week, dude. And we're here. We're finally at the point where the stuff that why I wanted to do this podcast.
Right.
It's Impact. It's Impact in 04, 05, and beyond. I mean, it's only going to go up from here. At least, I really hope so. Because we are still on a winning streak here. Now, I am going to be separating our pay-per-views and our Impact.
Sure.
Our ratings. But it's safe to say we're on a winning streak. I believe we're at, this is if you want to count the pay-per-views, 9th show in a row. Thumbs up.
That's good momentum heading into your first TV show, and then you do a good TV show.
Oh yeah.
So,
well,
and I think that if I was a casual viewer and I had just watched that, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's good stuff.
I was going to ask you that too. Like, if this was your first exposure, are you happy? Are you like, okay, I might need to check this out? You're channel flipping, 3 p.m. on Friday. You maybe just got home from school.
Yeah.
I can
tell you right now, if 2004 Bob, so I would have been I just would have turned 15. I turn on the show. I probably wouldn't have cared about the first 6-man tag. I would have enjoyed it, but I wouldn't necessarily have cared. But I'm telling you right now, I know how I am. And back then, the moment I saw Abyss for the first time, if that was the first time that I saw him, I'd be like, dude, that's my guy. Right. I've always liked the creepy, dark, big man kind of characters, like Mankind. I was hooked on Mankind when I was fucking 7 or whatever it was. 6 or 7 years old when I first saw him.
Right.
So, yeah, that was for sure that. And then, yeah, like AJ and stuff. I mean, Skipper doing that to the floor. I'd be like, what am I watching? What is going on?
Yeah.
Not to say WWE wasn't doing similar things, but I mean, these are people you don't even know.
Well, right. But that's how you get people to be interested in those people you don't know. So I think even for me, it's like, I loved wrestling. Like, I think if I saw something new like this, I don't see why I wouldn't have been open to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think I was as smart as far as wrestling as Bob was at the same time, because Bob's a little bit older than I am, but I would have got hooked. And you know what? And soon I did.
Right.
I mean, it happened. As soon as I found it, dude, I was like, this is fucking awesome. So it happened. just not right at this perfect time.
Right.
Well, I don't know if I can say much else good unless you want me to just keep saying how great that was. But Wednesday, we got a big X Division match. We are kind of heading in the direction of Jarrett Killings getting a rematch. Dusty's potentially involved in that. I bet you maybe a special referee or something I could see, or an enforcer.
Right.
AMW, new tag team champions. We are sure to get a rematch, whether that's on the pay-per-view or on TV again next week. Who knows what's going to happen with that. And give us Monty Brown next week, please. On the
Monty
TV.
Brown, Raven. Come on.
Raven, right.
Go. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to this new stretch of shows with Impact. I hope everybody listening is as well. Our next episode, it's Styles and it's Kazarian X Division Championship.
And it's on Thursday.
And it's on Thursday.
Guys, don't forget it. We're dropping early now. Thursdays.
You should be subscribed to us anyway, so it should just pop in your feed when it does. But if you don't see it on Wednesday, don't be like, whoa, it's over. No. We're still going, just on Thursday.
Just on
Until
Thursdays.
Until then, for Dallas Gridley, I'm Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Crossline Podcast.